So in this video, we are going to learn how to use an AI agent to auto-generate engaging website meta description. So let's say you have built a website and for each and every page of your website, you want to generate some meta description as well. Now in this video, we are going to build an AI agent using which all you have to do is just add the web page details in your Google spreadsheet. And then this AI agent will take the web page details of your website from Google Sheet, and after that, using Google Gemini, it is going to generate the meta description for each and every page. And after generating the meta description, we are going to update the meta description back in our Google spreadsheet as well in the same row which was given by Google Gemini. Now, if you want to build this AI agent all by yourself, for that, let me just take you to my screen.
So as you can see, this is my Google spreadsheet in which I'm adding the details of my website's pages. So I'm adding the page title, primary keyword, target audience, and the unique selling point as well. Now I want to basically generate the meta description and add it over here in the same Google spreadsheet. And for this, we are going to build an AI agent. This AI agent will be powered by Google Gemini or Google AI Studio. So whenever we are going to add the details of a page over here and select the status as generate, this AI agent will take all of these details of the row and send it to Google Gemini. Using Google Gemini or Google AI Studio, we are going to basically generate the meta description for our web page, and at last this AI agent is going to update the same meta description given by Google Gemini in the Google spreadsheet. Now to build this AI agent, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. And here you can see that we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. After creating your account and coming to this dashboard, you have to create a workflow for your AI agent. For that, just click on this Create Workflow button and give this workflow a name. Let's say I'll give my workflow as AI agent for web page SEO. You can basically give any other name as per your choice. Then just select the folder of your Pabbly account in which you want to set up this workflow and click on Create. And as we click on Create, here you can see the workflow will open in front of us. In this workflow, here you can see that we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole workflow, this whole AI agent and automation works on. Where the trigger says when this happens, and the action says do this. So let's start with our trigger step. Now the idea here is, first we have to connect our Google spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect in the trigger step. So that whenever we add a new row of web page details and select the status over here, automatically the data of that complete row will instantly send to Pabbly Connect workflow to this AI agent, and the AI agent will trigger. Then after that, using this AI agent, we are going to send the same details of our web page to Google Gemini. And using Google Gemini, we are going to generate the meta description for our web page. At last, after getting the meta description, we are going to update the same meta description using this AI agent back in our Google spreadsheet in the same row as well. So let's see how it is done. Here in our trigger step in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Just select it. After selecting Google Sheets in trigger event from the drop-down, select the trigger event as New or Updated Spreadsheet Row. After selecting this trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. And now we have to add this webhook URL in our Google spreadsheet. And to add this webhook URL, you just have to follow the instructions given below over here. Just copy the webhook URL from here and go to your Google spreadsheet. After coming to Google Sheets, just go to Extensions, Add-ons and click on Get Add-ons. And as we click on Get Add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. Here in Search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. And here you can see that Pabbly Connect Webhooks, this add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheets account, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is an important step. After installing this Google Spreadsheet extension, once again we have to go to Extensions, and under Extensions you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks. This add-on is now added. Here we just have to hover on it and click on Initial Setup. Now as we click on Initial Setup, this dialog box will appear in front of us. And in this box, it is basically asking us 3 different things. First one is selected sheet, second one is webhook URL, and third one is trigger column. Now here in selected sheet, we have to select the spreadsheet from which we want to send the new row of data to the AI agent, to Pabbly Connect. So here, because in this Google spreadsheet, we have only one sheet named as sheet 1. That's why here you can see by default it has selected sheet 1. Then it is asking us for the webhook URL. And as you can guess, here in the field of webhook URL, we have to enter the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. Just copy it from here and paste it over here. After pasting the webhook URL, it is asking us for the trigger column. Now you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So trigger column is basically the last column of our Google Sheet in which we will be entering any data. So here you can see that column E is going to be my trigger column according to this spreadsheet because it is the last column in which we will be entering any data. After that, in column F, using this AI agent will update the meta description after generating it. So I'm going to select the trigger column as column E. And after entering all the details, just click on this send test button. As we click on send test, here it is showing us test data sent successfully. Means the data of the very first row after headers, the data of row number 2 is now successfully sent to this webhook URL to Pabbly Connect. And here in our Pabbly Connect workflow, in the trigger step, you can see we have received the response. In this response, you can see the details of the same row, row index 2, in our Pabbly Connect workflow. Here you can see that we have the same unique selling points over here. We have the same trigger column which we have selected. We have the same response for target audience. We have the same response for status as well. And we are going to set up a filter condition on status in the next step. Also, we'll scroll down further. Here you can see we have the same primary keywords and the same page title. So in this way, the details of the web page which we have added in our Google spreadsheet are received inside our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now just click on the submit button, and as we click on submit, it is showing us that the setup is configured successfully. Now after this, just close the dialog box. Once again, go to extensions, Pabbly Connect webhooks, and we have to select this option of send on event. By selecting send on event, we are telling this Google Sheet, we are telling this add-on that whenever a new row of data is added till our trigger column, then immediately, instantly send the data of that complete row to Pabbly Connect, to this webhook URL. And now the step 1 of building this AI agent is completed. Now after this, we are going to move to step 2. And in step 2, we are going to set up a filter condition in this AI agent. So here in the status, we have two options. Either we can select generate or we can select draft. Now we want that if I are selecting the status as generate, only in that case using this AI agent, we want to generate the meta description and add it over here. If you are entering the details and selecting the status as draft, in that case, we don't want to generate the meta description now. So here to ensure this condition, we are going to set up a filter over here in this workflow. And for setting up the filter, we will just scroll down and come to this action step. And here in choose app, select filter Pabbly. After selecting filter Pabbly, in action event from the drop down, select the action event as filter values, then just click on connect. And after clicking on connect, the first thing it asks us is to select the label. So here in this drop down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Sheets. Out of all of these responses, select the label of status over here and it will be selected. Then the filter type will be equals to and the value will be generate over here. So here you can see that we have successfully added this filter condition that if we get the response of status as generate, only in that case we are going to continue this AI agent, and this AI agent is going to generate and update the meta description. If we get anything else as the status other than generate, in that case this AI agent will stop over here. And then just click on save and send test request. And as you click on save and send test request, here you can see it is showing us the response of condition is true. Now because we have selected the status as generate over here in this Google spreadsheet, that's why it is showing us the condition is true over here. Now after this, what we want to do in the next step, once we ensure that the status is generate, we want to send the same details to Google Gemini and generate the meta description out of it. For that, just click on this add action step button, and then here in choose app, we will search for Google AI Studio. Just select it. After selecting Google AI Studio, here in action event from the drop down, select the action event as generate content. Then just click on connect and select add new connection. Now here what we have to do, we have to basically use Google Gemini. And to use Google Gemini, we have to basically generate an API key on our Google AI Studio account. Now you must be thinking how you can get this API key. So here in the help text, you can see the link of Google AI Studio. Just click on it, and as you click on it, the Google AI Studio will open in front of us. After coming to Google AI Studio, just click on this Get API Key button, and then click on this Create API Key. As you click on Create API Key, it will ask us to select a project on Google Cloud. So here I'm selecting my Google Cloud project for which we want to generate the API key, and click on this Create API Key in existing project. If not, you can create a new project and create the API key for that. After creating the API key for Google AI Studio, just copy the API key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after pasting the API key, just click on Save. And in this way, we can see that our Google AI Studio account or our Google Gemini account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, it is asking us for the text. And here in the field of text, we have to basically enter the prompt and the details of a web page for which we want to generate the meta description. So I have already created a prompt. Let me just enter that prompt over here. Okay, so this is the prompt which I want to give to Google Gemini. The prompt says, write a compelling and SEO-friendly meta description for the following web page. And then here we are going to enter the details of a web page as well, which we have entered in our Google spreadsheet. Then the prompt says, keep it under 160 characters, make it clear, engaging and optimized for search engines. Avoid keyword stuffing and duplication. Make sure to only give me the meta description in response and do not add anything extra. So this is the prompt which we are entering, and in this prompt, we have to basically mention these details which we have entered in our Google spreadsheet. So we have received all of these details from Google Sheets in the trigger step. So here from the trigger step responses, one by one, we have to add or map all of these details into this Google AI Studio or Google Gemini action step in the text field. And to enter the trigger step responses into this action step, we are going to use a process called mapping. And the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field of text in front of page title, and here in this drop down, you can see a list of all the responses from previous two steps. Out of all of these responses, from the responses of Google Sheets trigger, we are going to select the response of page title and it will be mapped. And similarly, we are going to map rest of the details. We are going to map the primary keyword response of primary keyword, then we are going to map the response of target audience, let's select it, and then for the unique selling points as well. So in this way, we have entered the prompt over here and mapped the details of a web page from the trigger step responses of Google Sheets. After entering this text, it is asking us for the model, that which model of Google Gemini we want to use. And here in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the models offered by Google Gemini. So let's say I'm selecting this model of Google Gemini 2.5 Pro X. So here I'm selecting this model and using this particular model to generate the meta description. Then in methods, in this dropdown, we have two options, count tokens and generate content. So here we are going to select the action of or method of generate content. So after entering our prompt and selecting our Google Gemini model, just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. And as you click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see within few seconds, we are going to receive the response. And yes, here you can see that within few seconds, we have received the response. And in this response, in front of text, you can see we have received the response where we have received the meta description of this web page over here. And because we have specifically mentioned that we want to keep the meta description under 160 character, so it has kept the limit as well over here. So in this way, you can basically generate the meta description using Google Gemini. Now, after generating the meta description of a web page, we want to update the same meta description in our Google spreadsheet in the same row over here. For that, just click on this Add Action Step button for one last time, and here in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Just select it. After selecting Google Sheets, in Action Event from the drop-down, select the action event as Update Row. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect in the action step. And to make this connection, click on this Sign in with Google button. Then after that, select your Google Sheets account, then just scroll down and click on Continue. And as you click on Continue, we will see our Google Sheets account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, it is asking us to select the spreadsheet. So in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have in our Google Sheets account. Out of all of this, the spreadsheet in which we want to add the details or the meta description which we have generated using Google Gemini is named as Website SEO Meta Description. So this is the spreadsheet in which we are adding the web page details and in which we want to update the meta description. So we are going to select that. Then after that, here in Select Sheet, as you know, we have only one sheet in this Google spreadsheet named as Sheet 1. That's why in this dropdown, we have only one option of Sheet 1 and we are going to select that. Then it is asking us for the row index, that in which particular row we want to update the data. So we have received the row index of this particular row whose web page details we have received in the trigger step. So here from the trigger step responses, we are going to select the response of row index and map it over here into this Google Sheets action step. Just click here from the drop down from Google Sheet trigger step, select and map the response of row index. Then after that, all the columns of data which we have created in this Google Sheet, you can see all of these columns as fields over here. And here in these fields, you have to enter the data which you want to update in this Google spreadsheet row. Now, we don't want to update the data in rest of the field. We only want to update the data into this meta description field. So we will just click on this field over here, and from the drop down from Google AI Studio responses, select the response of meta description which Google Gemini has generated and map it over here. And after mapping the meta description, just click on save and send test request. Now, as we click on save and send test request, here you can see that we have received the response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here is now successfully updated in our Google spreadsheet row. So let's check it. We will just go to our Google spreadsheet, and yes, here you can see that in the same Google Sheet, in the same row, the meta description is automatically generated using Gemini and updated as well. This means the AI agent which we have built using Pabbly Connect, this AI agent is working perfectly fine. Now, after setting up this AI agent, we are going to test this AI agent once. So I have the details of a few more web pages in my Google Sheets. So let me just update the status over here. I'm going to select the status of this web page in row number 3 as generate. For next, I'm going to select the status as draft, and for once again, I'm going to select generate. So we have updated the status of 3 web pages over here. Now let's wait for a few seconds and see whether the meta description is generated or not. And here it is. Within seconds, you can see automatically the meta description of this web page is generated and added over here as well. Also, because we have selected the status as draft and not generate, the meta description of this particular row or this particular page is not generated. But again, because we have selected generate in the next step in the next row, the meta description of this particular row or this particular web page is also generated. So in this way, you can see we build an AI agent using which you can generate the engaging meta descriptions for your web pages as well. So not just this, you can build AI agent to automate and connect multiple applications using Pabbly Connect. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan, and in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. And you will also get the clone link of this exact same AI agent, exact same workflow in the description box below. So if you want to try and test this automation and build this AI agent, you can just do it for absolutely free.
So if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others, or if you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can always write us in the comment box below or email us at support@pabbly.com. Also, you can post your queries on our forum as well. And if you want to check the pricing of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this link. So this is it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.